Welcome back, guys. I'm Chris, and today we're back at the sawmill, and in particular I'm focusing on what's behind the sawmill, and that is my sawbuck, which is very full and I've been neglecting for long enough now. And today what I'm going to be doing is attempting to build my own crate to put the firewood that I get off of this into, as sort of a template or trial to see how that's going to work. I've been keeping my eye out for a long time. I know a lot of people online use the IBC tote, the cages that the big water bins set into, and that is probably the #1 option if you can get your hands on them. For my experience, where I live, they're either just way too expensive to justify using just to throw firewood into, or the ones that are a bit more reasonable seem to be like a 2-3 hour drive from where I am, and they're pretty bulky, so I don't know how I would get enough of them back here to justify taking that long of a drive kind of thing. So anyways, I thought until something comes up in my area that I can justify, driving back and forth, because I could probably only bring 3 or 4 at once kind of thing, I'm going to try this method. I've got a skid. I'm going to start get it up on the forks of the backhoe. Hopefully I can get it stuck in here, but first I'm going to get that up on the forks, build my own little cage, see how that goes, and see how this works for firewood. So the skid's 4 feet by 3.5 feet, and I think I'm going to try to close it in to about 4 feet high as well. So I'll get started on that. I can nail some uprights into the blocks here on the other side, kind of frame it in. I don't think this should take too long, so luckily we're at a sawmill. There's plenty of lumber around. I'll grab some of it and use it for this. So I've got a few boards stood up here now that I wasn't sure what I was going to use for yet. They're kind of like a lower quality, perfect for something like this. I think I'll just use the mill, knock them down to 1x3s just to get them a bit more uniform, and then I can get going on the build here. Okay. Guess it helps to put the battery on. Well, it's definitely not as nice or sturdy as one of the metal cages you can buy, but all in all, I think it'll be sturdy enough to hold some firewood. And the best thing about it is I whip that up in maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so not a whole lot of time spent doing that. So I'll use this as my trial run, and if this works good, it won't take me too long to whip up a bunch more. So I'm gonna do the not fun part now, saw up the sawbuck, and then as soon as that's done, I can probably get the forks up over the mill here a bit and make it easy to load the firewood onto this. Well guys, I'm taking a break. If you're from America, especially the southern states, you probably think it's pretty hilarious that I'm complaining right now. It's I think it's about 31 or 32 Celsius. I'll put on the screen what that is in Fahrenheit. So for you, that's probably normal or not really that hot, but just for context, I think it was, I don't want to say less than a week ago, but about a week ago, it was snowing here, below freezing. We had frost in the whole bit. So to go from that in a week, now it's 31, 32 with a lot of humidity, it just kind of plays with your biological system, I think. So I need to take a break and have a drink here, and then I'll get back at it. Eventually I am going to get my entire setup reorganized to be a lot more efficient, but for now, being able to get this skid over top of the mill to right here definitely will save me a lot of time. Right behind where the camera is, I have a big stack of lumber, then the mill's right here, and I couldn't even get in here with a four-wheeler, side-by-side, anything to get really close, so I was having to carry it out by hand, and just kind of boxed myself into a corner over the year that I've been here, and I just need to get reorganized. But for now, this is the ticket, I think. Guys, another thing with this chainsaw, it's a Husqvarna 55. It's gotta be 15 years old or so, maybe even more. So I've had it for quite a long time, but the last couple years it runs perfectly until it gets really hot out. It's a really hot day today. It'll run, and then once you shut it off, it just won't start again for a few hours until it's right cooled down again. So I don't know if anybody has any knowledge or experience with why these saws do that, but if you do, leave me a comment. I'd love to know. Having said that, my uncle he's just up at the front. He lent me his still, so I'm not picky about brands. I'm sure this one will run fine for me, so it'll help me keep the job going. Okay, I think I got her figured it. I didn't notice this, so I guess that wasn't a complete success, but I'm really happy with how that went. So that actually went way better than I was expecting. I know I dumped a little bit on the ground right there, but what are you gonna do? Live and learn. That's more operator error. I'm new on the backhoe, so that's more my fault than the construction of this, and probably more to do with me stacking the wood in there. But I never in a million years would have dreamt that I'd get that entire sawbuck piled into here, but I guess that just goes to show you when you're throwing things on loosely every which way like that, it takes up a lot more room than when you get it stacked piled in nicely like this. So that's really encouraging for me. I thought I was going to have to build a whole whack of these. I might not have to build as many as I thought, just to take care of all the lumber that I'm cutting through the summer months and that. Once we burn firewood for heat in the winter, so some of it's cedar. It's not the greatest heat, but it is great for kindling. And I mean, I'm not just going to let it go to waste. So what I'll do is every time the sawbuck gets filled up, I'll probably build another one of these, and then once winter comes, we'll have them. We can use them to burn, the firewood to burn, and then through the winter I'll actually probably be freeing these back up so that I can start over again. So not exactly sure how many I'm going to need, but I'll just kind of build them as I need them. But anyways, guys, that's all I was going to be up to for today. Hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.